Hi everybody, Mr. Kevin here, and welcome to another episode of the Curved Cabinets of Bimbo. So we're continuing to use our old brought back to life router. It works pretty good. I've shaped up all the raised panels that I have. These big raised panels like this. Usually when I build doors and drawer fronts and things like that, I just use my table saw and I do what I call a drop cut. And if you don't know what that is, I'm going to make a video on it. It's coming up shortly on Table Saw Time with Mr. Kevin, and that'll be here shortly. I've got 22 of these raised panels that I got to do together. So I was thinking to myself, while I have this router set up, I might as well try to do all the drawers and doors with the router instead of setting it up on the table saw like I always do and then do drop cuts, because I have little tiny pieces like this that I have to put a dado in, 1/4 inch dado. So instead of setting up on my table saw and doing all that, I just changed the bit out from the raised panel cutter, which I did these with, to a wing cutter with a 1/4 inch width, and I put a roller bearing on there that'll make it a 1/4 inch deep. So if you've never made doors and drawers or anything like that on at all, period, what you have to do is you have to put a dado down the middle of the stiles and the rails. So this is a stile and it has a start and stop. And these are the rails. And the rails are easy because you just go straight on through. Put it on the router and you just push it on through and you're done. The stiles are a different thing. You actually have to start and stop right there. You see that? So you have to start and stop your router bit. Otherwise it blows out the end and you have a little hole there and it looks stupid. So the first thing you have to do when you're setting up the situation right here is you have to mark your fence for your ins and outs and where the cutter is and all that. And I'm going to zoom you in. I'll show you how that goes. What I do is I take a little square like this, and wherever that cutter just barely pops through, as soon as it cuts through, I put a mark. I put a mark right there. Shoot, you see that? I did the same on the other side, on the outside, okay? Where this cutter disappears back into the fence, I put another mark, which is boom, right there, okay? So I need to figure out how much space I needed before it popped out. So I figured 3/8 is good, and yeah, because there's already a hole here. See that? There's already a hole in the top and the bottom of the stile for the domino to go in and hold it all together. Okay, so I went with the number of 3/8 because 3/8 is good enough. And then I put another mark right here and a mark right there. So where the cutter head disappears, I went over 3/8. That's my stop mark, and then I went 3/8 this way, and that's my start mark. Okay. The cutter head spins around like this, right? Goes that direction. Okay, so here we go. So the reason this is your start and this is your stop is because this is the front and you're going that way. You're gonna hold this up against the fence and then you're gonna plunge cut that in there, boop, like that. And then you're gonna go forward, and at the very end where it says stop, you're gonna pull it out. Okay, and this can be very dangerous when these things are like 4 inches tall. So the whole gizmo is you want to get this lined up with the start. So sometimes you can put a little line here in pencil. So when you come in, you know where to start. You can do a ton of different things. If they're all the same size, you could put a mark on your fence here.
Nice.
And that way you'll know this is where the ass end of it goes. And you just butt it in there and then you push in and go. And then when you get to this stop, you pull it out. Pulling it out is the easy part.
What?
Oh, come on now, don't be all dirty-minded. Removing it from the fence is the easy part at the stop. Putting it in is the dangerous part at the start. And you can put a line there if you want. I have all different sizes, so if you want to put a line for every different size, you can do that. That way you know the butt end goes in there like this. Hold on one second. I really want you to be able to see this without interference. Hold on. A filmmaker I'm not. Good golly. All right, here we go. So we have a line here where this one is, and then we're going to hold on to the backside pretty good as we push into the fence. All right, and we have our start mark there with the very tippy top, and we're going to push it through, and we're going to pull it out at the very end. Hope that made sense. First thing we're going to do is do all the rails, because the rails are easy. They just go straight on through to the other side. The hard part is doing the little stiles, especially when they're this small. Aww. This is style D with the little arrow. So this is gonna be a start and stopper. Put that over there. And here's B, a little arrow going up. So this is also a start and stopper. These are the two rails. The top middle, middle, bottom. B's with B's, D's with D's. All right, so we got that. Turn on the magic button. Turn this rocket on. So here's the start line right here, and that goes with the tip of this. Right, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put a line here.
Like magic.
And I'm putting mid.
Magic.
Okay, so these are the top, the small ones, the mid, and then I'll have a longer one, which will be the bottom.
Magic.
We're going to butt this into this line here, and I'm going to push in with my hands back here in case it, because you don't want to put your hands up here, because if something happens, you go into that cutter, you're going to be missing a part. So,
Oh no!
here we go. All right, so we got the ass end over here. Going in. That works out pretty good. Now, we'll see how it all fits together. All right, so we got D, and that one fits pretty good. Boom. And sometimes you have to trim down your panels just a little bit. Oh, I guess I got to stick the other rail in, huh? And all right. So you can see it's just barely long, which is okay. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that. See, it's just a little bit big. All right, I want this to be a little bit loose. It's loose this way, but it's a little long. So the panel's just a little bit long, which is okay, because I'm just gonna chop it on the chop saw real quick and we'll make it work.
Okay.
Except it's way over there. All right, I'm back. I chop it off a little piece. Just off of both sides. I want them equal, even Stevens, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna put it back in here. All right, look at that. Yeah, it moves around a little bit. Okay, the one thing you don't want is you don't want your panels in super tight.
What?
You want like a 1/16 inch on both sides, top and bottom and side to side, so it can move around a little bit.
Okay.
Because wood expands, and if you don't do that, and it expands too much, it'll crack your door or drawer front.
Oh,
The bigger they are, the easier they are to do. The smaller ones are a little dangerous, so watch your little fingers. Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here. So we're on the last little bit of it. These are these pieces right here, the last dozen drawer fronts I have to do. I have all the rails on one side and all the stiles on the other. I'm gonna do the rails first because they're the easiest. And then we're gonna do the stiles last. This is gonna go, I'm gonna go now. It's go time. So yeah, I check them all before I put them through, but always put them in a big pile like this, put them all facing the same direction, all facing up. And here we go. Turn on the old squeakers. Magic button. We're done. Here, we'll do all the shoulders first. Then we use our little line right here. Butt them in too, put them in, and yeah, you gotta be careful because they're little. the bigger ones are much easier to do, that's for sure. And when I'm putting this in here, I'm using this back line and pop it in the hole like I said before. These are already dominoed. I always domino these ahead of time, okay? Because it makes that little hole in there. See that right there? Domino. Yeah. So if you're going into that with the cutter, you don't have the, it's not like cutting it without the domino in there. Because when you do that, if I was just to do it on this side, I'd have to really be careful because you'd want to really shoot back at you. So I always domino my pieces first before I do anything else. And then I put the dado in there for the panel. All right, that was fun. Didn't take very long at all. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope that helped somebody out there. If you have any questions, comment below and I'll get to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day. Be safe out there and gesundheit. Simple, quick, and easy. And I'm glad I fixed up my router table because it's kind of cool. It's fun again. Before it was just sat down there and it was depressing to look at it. I was like, oh, I should just throw that thing away. But you know, put a new router in it and beef it up. It worked out pretty well. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, fling, flang, the bang, bang. Just a little one because you got to save on that toilet paper because you can't find it anywhere. Share it with your friends, share it with the world, you know, because the world's kind of bored right now sitting inside. So this will liven things up a little bit. It's not so serious. I'm not ever serious. God, life's too short to be serious. You have an awesome day. Go outside and play. Hug somebody you love. Be safe out there. And I'll see you next time right here on the Woodworking with Mr. Kevin. And thanks for watching the curved cabinets of Bimbo. Awesome. We'll see you soon. And, oh God, here we go again. I always forget. How are we going to do this? Are we doing the, I'm just going to smash this into the camera and you're all going to disappear. Ready? And here we go. Yeah. Hey everybody, Mr. Kevin here, and welcome to another Sherpa Top and Flippy Toppy Dippity and blah blah. And don't touch your face and your nose and do this. Does it make you want to just like touch your face and nose and everything? Okay, so don't pay attention to me. I'm just silly. I have gloves for the cold virus that's going around or whatever it is. Got to do safe wood. Oh, that didn't sound good. I have the start mark right here. Start mark. Start mark. I can't say start. So here's the start line right here. And that goes with the tip of this.